Josh, what are you doing?
This is my home now. The wild has embraced me.
We saw someone out here, but we didn't know it was you. Thought you were on vacation. You know, you can go back to work. The office is right here.
Really?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
You okay?
Shakalaka, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, shakalaka, stick boom. Hey, yo.
But anyway, so I like to get 2 creamers,
Woo!
and then a thing of sugar.
Alright guys. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Listen. Hey. That was rough.
What?
That was rough.
What was wrong?
Do you guys not know what was...
Well, we thought you've been on vacation for a couple weeks.
No, I was in the wild. I was in the wilderness. I had to clean up before I came in here. I looked like crap. All right, so this is the season premiere of We Say Things, and we're excited to be back. I'm excited to be back after an absence of some length. So here's the deal. You guys know how this works. We have you send us questions and we put them in here, and then we take them out and we read them, we talk about them, and we say interesting things, and we're interesting people. And today I'm joined by Hassan. Everybody say hi, Hassan.
Hi,
And
glad to be here.
hi, Hassan. And I'm also joined by Ben.
Hello.
Benjamin. And my name is Josh. So we're gonna get right into this. Are you guys excited?
I'm very excited.
Yeah, sure.
I'm so excited. Oh, we're on. Okay. I wanted to make sure our light was on.
Of course.
Okay. So you wanna grab the first question, Hassan?
Of course.
All right. Hassan's gonna grab a question. Oh, before we get started, you can go ahead and grab a question. I didn't want to stop you. We are sponsored today by Assist My Computer. And so have you guys heard of Assist My Computer?
No, I haven't. Please tell me more.
Subtle plug. So let me tell you how this works. So Assist My Computer is an awesome computer repair and consultation business based out of Orland Park, but they serve all of Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. So the way this works is this. If you have any hardware or software issue on a computer or pretty much any other device, including gaming consoles, I just found out, here's the deal. For $29.99 a month, you can get 3 computers and 1 tablet or phone or other peripheral device covered, okay? And coverage means that you get, I think it's 3 separate interactions on each device over the course of a year. And so they've even got free pickup and drop off, guaranteed turnaround time in 72 hours. The service is incredible. Hassan's been at the office a few days.
It was awesome.
He knows all about how it works. It's an awesome service. Check them out. We're gonna link up the website and all that stuff
I think it'd be more down here.
in this area.
Yeah, somewhere around here.
Somewhere on the screen. We'll also put a description or a link in the description as well. So that being said, thanks Assist My Computer. Hassan, what is our first question today?
The first question of the day says, from Ashley, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
I got a good story for this one. So, my parents like to remind me that one day we were out at House of Kobe over on 41, the hibachi grill place, and someone had asked me like, "Oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And I'd seen this guy for the first time do all this crazy stuff, and I knew right then that I would add House of Kobe chef to my list of wannabe careers, which was at the time, and I listed them all out: a plumber, a firefighter, and a House of Kobe chef. Now,
Wait, how old were you?
I had to be like 6 or 7 at this point.
You were 6 or 7 and you already had plumber on your list.
I feel like I was preparing myself for the disappointment that my life turned out to be. So,
Was Mario an influence in the fact that you wanted to be a plumber?
no, I just like how they got to wear their butt cracks out. That's really what it came down to.
You liked the exhibitionism.
Right. Well, the freedom more, not just the exhibitionism. I don't want to show off, but I did like the freedom of
You
knowing that.
You liked knowing that you could if you wanted.
Right, I mean butt cracks. When you're
Why
6 or
not?
7, who
They're
cares?
hilarious.
They're butt cracks.
For your crack. That's right.
So your list was plumber, firefighter, and
House of Kobe Chef.
House of Kobe Chef as of that day.
As of that day,
Of those 3, which have you done?
none. I fought a fire once when I accidentally burned my kitchen, something in my kitchen,
Okay.
but that was it.
Did you put baking soda on it?
No, I just put the fire extinguisher on it.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Hassan, what did you want to be when you grew up? Or
Well,
when you were little?
interestingly enough, I wanted to become a police officer. Right around like 7 years old, I had like a strange experience with a police officer. One time my bicycle, I got it stuck on the railroad tracks, and I used to always walk to school and I'd ride my bike to school sometimes. So I got stuck on the railroad tracks and it was stuck in the, the little divot thing. And the police officer came and he helped me out. He pulled my bike out and he's like, hey, whenever you go over the railroad tracks, get off your bike and pull it over there instead of, riding your bike across. And that simple little interaction with that police officer, there is caring police officers out there. So
Cool.
I was a weird kid, man, and so when I was
Weirder
little,
than Plumber?
no, not weirder than Plumber.
Okay.
That's actually that's the most adult thing I've ever heard anyone say they want to be. No, when I was little, I had this this little, those Fisher Price play sets, and it was a farmer and like a farm, and like I was also heavily influenced by Curious George when I was little. So the farmer had like that yellow hat, like the hat.
Right,
yeah.
And the man in the yellow hat had the yellow hat, and I thought that was the coolest hat ever. And so for that sole reason, I wanted to be a farmer so badly when I was little, because I thought farmers wear that yellow hat, and I thought that was so cool.
I have never seen a farmer in a yellow hat.
I neither have I, come to think of it. And then shortly after that was probably when I was like 4, 5, 6. Shortly after that, I had my first experience at like the batting cages, and close to the batting cages was the driving range. And I saw a guy out there on this big machine driving around with like a cage around it, picking up golf balls off the driving range. And I was like, he's driving a vacuum for golf balls. How cool is that? And it's like getting hit with golf balls, and he like didn't even care because he was in this like cage, and I thought that was so cool. So my list at that moment was farmer, golf ball picker-upper guy.
Weirder than Plumber, by the way. Weirder than
I
Plumber.
didn't know that had a position.
And then
Title.
for a little while I wanted to be a cop too,
Yeah.
because I thought that would be the coolest thing. You get to carry around a gun. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
I think all kids wanted to be a cop at some point.
Of those 3, I have done none.
Of course.
So we're failures, guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
We didn't follow our dreams.
No, we didn't.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right, now we gotta move on. I'm
On that
getting
note,
depressed.
we're out. We're leaving.
I'm getting
That's
depressed. What is this one? All right, this question's from Jen.
Okay.
It was, when was the last time you pushed the boundaries of your comfort zone?
Ooh.
Never.
Ooh. Ooh. So here's the thing. Last New Year's, slightly before that, I blog a little bit, and I haven't in a while because I kind of like told myself that unless I really had something to say, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to be just like another voice like saying really nothing. But I blogged about like around the turn of the year, maybe a little before. I blogged about how if you're not uncomfortable, you're not really growing. And last summer / fall / winter was like a huge growth period in my life. And so it was like on my mind a lot. And so like I kind of committed myself to doing uncomfortable things often. And at first it was like, it's like that, like I'm gonna do something uncomfortable every day thing. And then that turned out to that's not especially realistic or practical.
Right.
Because you have like your normal work days and you go to work every day. So I decided I'm gonna commit to doing uncomfortable things often instead of every day. But it's turned out to be like really interesting. It's led to some really cool stuff in my life. I flew to California last September, Actually, it had to have been before the turn of the year because I flew to California last September. And because of this, I used an airplane bathroom for the first time. I hate flying, and so using an airplane bathroom was so far outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you can flush yourself down those, right?
They were, see, that's what I'm terrified of. Don't tell me that. I'm never gonna use that again.
They suck your insides out.
Yeah, like, it was tiny. I was claustrophobic in there. I could barely turn around.
It's scary. It's hard to do.
So I did that, and then but I've had some really cool interactions with people. A guy and his girlfriend were like broken down at a movie theater one time, and so my buddy and I gave him some cash and ended up talking to him for a little while, and they ended up being really cool people. But that's stuff that I never would have done if I hadn't committed myself to doing uncomfortable things. And I would say the last time I pushed my comfort zone was probably a few weeks ago. I spoke at my church, which is I've never spoken to. I'm a 29-year-old kid, and I feel like I have almost no life experience. I'm single. I've never been married. I don't have kids. I'm a little boy in a 29-year-old man's body, and so I don't feel like I have anything to offer those people. They're all they have adult people problems. I'm I don't know what I'm gonna eat for lunch today, and that's my problems. But so I spoke. My pastor asked a few of the guys in the church to speak at different times, and so I spoke a few weeks ago at church, and that was really uncomfortable. Mainly because I don't feel like I have anything to offer those people. I have no nuggets of wisdom to offer, but it was uncomfortable. But again, it ended up I ended up having a lot of really good conversations with a lot of different people, and those were conversations I wouldn't have had if I hadn't done that. So push your comfort zone.
For sure, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I hadn't pushed my comfort zone. Because I have new job anxiety. I'm a cat, first of all. A lot of people have often said I'm a cat.
Not just any cat. You're the Persian long-haired.
Yeah, for sure. The grumpy cat.
Yeah.
Always
hides in the corner.
Yeah.
So I don't like going outside. I don't like new things. Roller coasters, you can't get me on one.
Ooh.
But and I don't like new people. Which is funny because I'm a communications major. But I don't like new people. They're annoying and I don't know how to feel about them. But a year ago last May, so May 2014, I was sitting on Facebook and I saw a crew call for grips on a film set down the wall. And I looked at my friend and I'm like, should I answer this? I don't even know anything about this. It was for a Holocaust movie from what it looked like, and my friend pointed out they could all be Nazi sympathizers. They could be making a Nazi sympathy movie, and I'm like, oh my god, they could.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know whether I was gonna do it, but I finally was just like, you know what? If I don't, if I hate it, I can just leave. If I don't do it, maybe this is something big that could set us up.
Yeah.
And of course, this got us on the track where we're at now. Now I'm doing films all the time. I wouldn't be here if I didn't push that comfort zone. So that was the most significant one for sure.
And that was last May.
Yeah, May 2014.
And you have a film production company now.
Yes, Aspire Productions. You can find us at facebook.com/Aspire Productions NWI.
Bing!
That was so shameless.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm definitely like Ben when it comes to hiding and stuff like that. But 2010, I have never ridden a roller coaster. I graduated high school 2010, and I've never ridden a roller coaster. Every time I go to Six Flags, I never ride the roller coasters. I just go around.
What do you even do at Six Flags?
I just go around playing games and just stuff like that.
That's why I don't even go.
What's the point?
Well, the whole family's going. So finally, I built up enough courage. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time to make some changes in my life. So I get on the smallest roller coaster, the Wizard. I don't know if you guys know about the Wizard.
Yeah,
that's the smallest one there. And I'm terrified. I get on, I'm sitting in the seat, I'm shaking. I'm like, you're about to do that last minute chicken out thing. But it's too late. The ride started going. And the entire time I was just about to I'm on the verge of peeing my pants and just, yeah. But, that little moment getting on the Wizard really changed my life. After that, I started becoming more outgoing, just, going for things, new experiences and stuff like that. But, yeah. I was, what, 18 years old. Never ridden a roller coaster.
Never ridden a roller coaster.
You hear that, Six Flags? You
Yeah.
changed a man's
You
life
changed a life.
with
My
the
life.
wizard.
The wizard.
The only thing you ever gave me was whiplash. So thanks.
Changed Ben's life too. You put him in a back brace. No, I mean, like, people might hear something like that and think that sounds crazy or dumb, but like, it's crazy what, like, things have impacts on people. And
Yeah,
things affect people different ways.
definitely, yeah.
And it's like, it's honestly, it's kind of a high. Like, once you get in the rhythm of pushing your boundaries a
Yeah,
little bit,
definitely.
and kind of figuring out where you're comfortable, and then like stepping outside of that, like from time to time. Like, nobody's gonna ever live outside of their comfort zone. Well, not nobody, but most people aren't going to do that.
Right.
But it does end up being kind of a high. Like, it's kind of it's a rush when you do it. It's pretty cool.
Definitely, yeah.
So, right on. All right. So, all right, my turn.
Final question.
That's Chewbacca, ladies and gentlemen. All right, last question. Ooh, this is a good one. Raj asks, most embarrassing moment? Question mark. So it should read, most embarrassing moment?
See, this is loaded because we're not going to tell you our most embarrassing moments because they're embarrassing. We'll tell you what sounds embarrassing. Like, oh, we were so embarrassed, and then it'll be one of those things where you're like,
humble
that's
brag
not
instead.
as embarrassing. That's just how this is going to turn
we
out.
are obligated by the bond and the commitment that we have made to our viewers, to be honest.
I mean, I'm a guest, so I have no bond.
Yeah. We're guests here, so.
I am bound by.
All right, well, you go first while I think about it.
Yeah, I need some time to think.
Man, that's all right. Well, I have a lot, guys. Ben said it. My life is a mess.
You can tell the story about 2 weeks ago.
So 2 weeks ago.
No, like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, that was really embarrassing.
Which one?
I don't know if that's my most embarrassing moment though. Now everybody's wondering though.
Now you gotta say it.
Hassan and I are very close.
Yes,
Now.
very, very close.
Oh.
I got to know him over the course of a short period of time.
This is not my most embarrassing moment, but I'll tell that story because we talked about it now. But so Hassan's an intern here, and hopefully going to be sticking around as an employee. But Hassan had just started his internship. It was your first day, right?
First day with you guys.
Yeah.
Went on a video shoot.
So we're doing a video shoot on location, and so we stopped for lunch at a place, and so like we're ordering food and stuff, and then I had to use the restroom, right? Like, we'd been out of the office all day. People gotta do what they gotta do.
You gotta go.
So I went to the restroom. Thing is, I didn't realize that I closed the door and I even locked it. I hate using public restrooms in the first place, but it was a single seater, so I'm like, okay, we're good. It's got a lock on the door. We're fine. So I closed the door and I locked it, and I proceed on with business, and all of a sudden I hear like the door jiggle, and I'm like, no worries, I locked it. I know it. And then
No worries.
the door swings open, and there's Hassan.
And he goes, no!
And I'm like, what do you do in that moment? I don't know what to say. So instead I'm like, no. And Hassan's like, oh, my bad. And so he like pulls the door shut. And then so my face is just red, and so I finish up, and so I walked out, and I was like, it's his first day. I don't know. What am I supposed to say now?
Here tomorrow.
Yeah, so I walked out and I'm like, I swear I locked the door and I closed it, but I just didn't shut it tight. I was like, so make sure you shut the door tight when you go in. But
So cute.
so, and Hassan stuck around, so
Hey,
I
liked what I saw.
yeah.
What can I say?
But so that was not my most embarrassing moment, but definitely an embarrassing moment.
Oh, but I don't have to do. Guess we.
Oh man, I still can't think.
I need to think about it, honestly.
Like, I don't get embarrassed often. Like, if I get embarrassed, it's something that I'll like erase from history. Like when I bleached my hair in middle school. Like, that is gone.
Oh, we talked about that.
There's
I
no
still need to see
no
photos.
evidence of that anymore, and that's not like most embarrassing moment because I was for some reason proud of it. Viewers, if your hair is bleached, stop. Stop that.
I say embrace it. Go for it.
No, stop.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
No.
You
All
do
right.
you.
But like, I'll erase those moments from history, so they're not embarrassing for long. Like, you can't find a picture of that anymore.
But
It's
something
gone.
you were embarrassed in the moment about?
Like, it's so hard. I was in theater. I was a theater kid. I think one of my most embarrassing moments was when I got into a fight with a guy in front of everyone over a girl. And it wasn't one of those things where it's like he liked the girl and I liked the girl. It was one of those things where the girl was a terrible person
Instigator.
and I was, dating her for a little bit. And it was one of those things where it was like, maybe we should date. No, we're gonna break up. No. And the guy who was my friend was like, dude, just like stop. And me being the idiot high schooler I was like, you know what, just go away. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna go away. He's a good friend. He's just like, I'm not gonna go away. We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
He should have walked away. He's a good friend. And so this was in the choir room, and I just stood up and pushed him off because choir rooms have steps. I pushed him off those steps. And the teacher was like, "Young, get in here!" And I was just like, and that was probably like one of my most embarrassing moments because it's like, oh wow, like looking back on that, that's
losing control of that moment.
right, yeah. It's like I'm a very controlled person, so that was pretty embarrassing.
I don't know. I mean, I could tell an embarrassing story. I don't have a really embarrassing moment. Like Ben said, like I erase all that stuff like from my mind. Just go delete. But I don't know. One time I'm like 12, 13 years old, and you know how you play with your bikes, DMX style, and you like set up the ramp in the front yard and stuff. And so me being like the cool guy was like, no, you guys aren't doing it right. You guys aren't doing it right. So I just like made it really, really high and put more bricks to make it higher. It was one of those like plywood ramps.
Yeah.
So I made it really, really high. It was like, I don't know, a good like two feet off the ground. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I get like a huge start. And, they all had it set up where they were landing on the grass. And I'm like, nah, I can land on the concrete. I'm cool. I'm cool enough for this. So I'm flying on my bike. I get up, and you can guess what happens after that. I just slide face first, just just bleeding right here, all up and down. And I just start crying. I run inside my house because it was in front of my house, and my friends were like, "Where'd he go?"
You were just done.
I was done. I was done, and
Did you at least land like on your bike first and then fall?
No.
You just bailed.
I bailed. I was so high in the air. I was just like, oh, I can't do this. And just
See, where in your brain, because I've done that too, but where in your brain does it make sense to be like, screw this bike.
Yeah.
My only chance of landing safely.
Exactly.
Screw this. I'm just like gonna take it.
Yeah.
But I've done that before too.
That's the cat mentality. It's like, just I don't care what's happening right now. I have to leave.
Yeah, I'm just.
I have to leave.
So.
Alright.
Yeah. Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
You never gonna do that again?
No, just don't try to be cooler than you are, kids. Don't
Don't try to be cooler than you are.
You're
What is
already-
this, Grease?
Know how cool you are.
Know your cool level and
Yeah.
you stay there.
Yeah.
Don't overstep.
Stick to the status quo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We are
Don't be
terrible people.
different.
We are
We're
terrible
bad
people.
role models. Don't listen to anything we just
Hey,
say.
push your comfort zone, but don't push your cool zone.
Right, exactly. They're different. Okay, guys. Good show. Good show. Good premiere. Thanks
it
for
was
being
fun.
here.
No problem.
I appreciate it. So thanks again to Assist My Computer. Check them out. We'll put, again, the link in the description. Here's what's going to happen next. Hassan won the game today.
There was a game?
There was a game, and he got the points.
How did I earn points?
So I was keeping track of it in my head. Don't worry
Based
about it.
upon
So it's all up here. So Hassan is going to join me for the next segment, which is a new segment that we're going to be doing. And what are we calling this?
I think we were gonna call it Josh on the floor.
Josh on the floor, and guest
on the
today
floor.
on the floor.
We're getting
So we're gonna have we have deep thoughts. I do anyway. I don't know.
This
if
is
maybe
where
Hassan
this
does.
is where Josh says his deepest things.
So
Okay.
sometimes, guys, I like to lay on the floor and I just like to let my mind wander. And I have some very deep thoughts sometimes, and I would like to share them with you now, if I could. So that's what's gonna happen next. Stick around for that. Yeah. Good show. What if the hokey pokey is really not what it's all about?
Do you think if humans stopped eating chicken wings, that chickens would learn to fly?
I mean, it's been like 30 years. Can somebody just please tell us how to get to Sesame Street?
In the cha-cha slide, why do we have to turn it out?
Why does Smokey the Bear keep telling me that only I can prevent forest fires? That's a lot of pressure. I didn't sign up for this.
Why is a pair of pants only one, and a pair of socks two?